We don't know if the tide can wash away our smile, or if in silence our voice is ever heard. But we know of a moment when we feel our life. That's the time we hear the sacred word. Hold on to life the way it was meant to be, for the colors, the ages, the times that have passed. Hold on to life the way it's supposed to be, so the pictures and love, so the heart we're made of will last. We don't know if the stars are shining just for us. Does the sun even know that we exist? Still we know the skies will open just for us. All we need to do is send God a kiss. Hold on to life the way it was meant to be, for the colors, the ages, the times that have passed. Hold on to life the way it's supposed to be, so the pictures and love, so the heart we're made of will last. Was meant to be, for the colors, the ages, the times that have passed. Hold on to life the way love, all the heart we're made of. So the times we overcome, all the good things we love will last. Ooh,
Good morning, Heart and Soul. Good morning, and thank you, Brannis McKenzie. Hold on to life the way it was meant to be. Happy Pride Month. Right away, I'm making that connection. The way it was meant to be. When I grew up, there was no Pride Month. There were the whole terminology, the whole sense of living life the way you were meant to, in alignment with your specific orientation, your specific living, the way life is assigned to you, the way you are assigned to life. I'm just kind of feeling that lyric, Brannis, the way it was supposed to be. Heart and Soul is an intentionally inclusive community. And I'm just thinking about the adventure in faith that we've been on. Certainly for lifetimes where we had not discerned yet how to be inclusive. In our organizations, in our institutions, and unfortunately in many of our families. And I'm declaring that it's a new day, that it's always a new day. I know everybody isn't on board yet. But the thing is that we've heard so many who were absolutely against this, that, or the other, and particularly around LGBTQ questions. And then sometimes, often what we've seen even televised are parents who finally realize that in their family, and now they can sing a different tune. Now, not all parents have sung a different tune, but for those that have, they've moved the needle some. And so I stand today declaring that our intention is to move the needle ever forward with every breath. So it's not just for this month where we're focused, we're always standing for inclusivity and righteousness. That it's right for everyone to live life the way it's supposed to be. A place for everyone and their gifts and their contribution. Think about how much, when I think about Black history, I think about how America missed out on the wisdom, on the energy, all of the contributions that were available for these United States. They turned their back for so long and refused to accept it. And unfortunately, some of us do the same in other ways. I need you to hear me this morning, because there's a real opportunity for us to open our hearts. and welcome life, create the space for life to be lived in and as us, as individuals, and also for the collective experience. Yes? Yes. So look, I've come today to tell you and then develop this idea as best I can that there is no power that's opposed to omnipotent mind. I'm waiting for, y'all from the old church. Oh, okay, all right. So there is no power opposed to omnipotent mind. Well, now that I said old church, many of us have come from a tradition that speaks to and unfortunately often honors a perception of evil. I wasn't going to go there though. Because it can get complex. Thank you. This is my tribe right here today. Y'all don't always show up. Sometimes I'm just up here talking. But today, I'm with my tribe, apparently, who has something to say as well. I appreciate y'all. At home, just put it in the chat or talk back to the TV or the monitor or whatever it is. We're going to work it out. Look, this notion of where we put our attention expands. So we don't have to be right in the placement of our intention and attention. Yes? So wherever we have put our attention, that expands. Well, it doesn't really expand. Our attention gives it a sense of expansion in our consciousness. You see, before we put our attention on it, we have a limited awareness of it. Our attention expands our awareness of it. This is key. If you don't get this part, you're not, okay. All right, I tried something today and was just all pleased with myself about it. But what I get is that this earring, as cute as it is causing, I'm not even going to try to take the back off. I'm just going to get it out of my ear. She said, while unable to do that. Okay, forgive me. Let me get, apologies. Thank you. My apologies for that. Well, y'all know I was trying to do something. It didn't work. Here I am in one earring. That's evidence to everybody who comes in late. Something didn't work out. So look, this idea of us labeling us, and I understand how we got there, because what's true is that life is unfolding in perfect order always. But I know there's somebody who wants to pop me, because they're not having a life is unfolding in perfect order always moment. They're like, if you don't shut up about that, because look, all weekend, it's been such and such, and that is bringing me to Monday, and they're going to be open on Monday, and it's going to be worse. I understand all of that. But if you understand that there is no opposition to omnipotent mind, you will know that you better not give that power. But I understand how it works. If you don't know that, you give power and you're likely to label it. It's what we do. Noah showed us that. You just call it something. And we call it evil. We call it bad. We call it sinister. We call it, even though we've just finished declaring God is all there is. And then we whip around and we got some labels that are calling it something else. So it either is or it isn't. And I've come today to say it is. God truly is all there is. And I know every moment it doesn't look like what you want God to look like. But this ain't the first time stuff didn't look the way you wanted it to look. Would it be okay if I said with the highest spiritual intention, get over it? Get over stuff not looking the way you want it to look. And if it doesn't, you now have to call it something. You got to call it out of its name. Yes. There is no power in opposition to omnipotent mind. Period. There just isn't. And I know it doesn't look like that. It doesn't feel like that. And I mean no offense when I say, so what? Don't let that stop you. This is like, remember in math, how you'd have the equation or you'd understand how to work it until they gave you a word problem? And you'd be confused with whether it was jelly beans or dogs, puppies or canopy, cats, whatever. That would just blow you. You'd be all off the theory. You had it when it was just the numbers. But now that they started, and Johnny had 6 jelly beans. And then Paul came and he had 6 cats. And then the dogs came. And then now you can't count no more. And the bright ones knew to just eliminate it. Doesn't matter if they're dogs and cats and puppies and jelly beans and cars. And it don't matter. This is that. It doesn't matter who said what. Where they were, what they were wearing, how they looked at you. Oh, okay, I hit a nerve now. Okay, now what they tend to say about some, you can stop preaching and start meddling now. All right, now I know I'm talking to y'all, for real, yes? So look, I'm gonna tag back to when I was last in this pulpit a couple of weeks ago. Because what I brought you then was from Psalm 27, the first verse. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? And the reason I'm beginning again with that, or I'm inserting this right here, is because I want us asking ourselves that all the time. Because we are on an adventure in faith. And what does that mean? That means stuff is going to pop up. When I say that, what I see in my mind's eye is the fun house. Now, not the fun house for adults. I mean, not the same old fun house while you're an adult. I mean that fun house the first time you went as a child. When something popped up and you wet your britches. That's the part I'm talking. You understand? Because you're like, and then something pops up and you may not be able to go back again for a good while. That's what I'm talking about. Many of us are living that kind of an adventure in faith. We just having a good. And their life is lifing. Life is doing what it's required to do for you. Because you are here for your evolution on every level. And mainly the evolution of your consciousness, your awareness. Do you know you are but in the funhouse? On an adventure in faith? But when you know that the Lord is my light and my salvation, and I'm not going to be afraid of this. I changed the photo. I had the photo changed for the Bali experience, for the Bali trip that we're doing next year. There was this albino snake, big and long. And I wasn't really interested in being that close to the snake. I mean, just, it's a matter of who I am. There are those folks who are like, oh, a snake. I'm not that girl. But I also knew that I don't want to live my life eliminating what I'm uncomfortable with. Does that make sense? I just, because there have been those things those situations, those experiences, those opportunities that I turned down because of my discomfort. And I have to say, I've had just enough birthdays to regret some of that. Now, this is not an invitation to foolishness, to disregard your inner knowing, your intuition, etc. It is, however, an invitation to kind of push the envelope and see whether you're operating from fear of whom shall I be afraid? Of what am I fearing? What's stopping me? What's keeping me from applying for that? What's keeping me from going there? What's keeping me from calling him or her them back? What's keeping me where I am versus where I intend to be and am willing to go? What's keeping me from that? And often it's a perception of fear. So I thought, you know what? Now, I wish, as I looked at that photo, I wish I looked a little happier. But I was working through my stuff. That's like a real photo. You know the ones. That's like, y'all remember Polaroid? Polaroid could catch some stuff that the other ones couldn't because, the other ones you'd have to take in and you'd be in that envelope before you got home. Getting out the photos that you didn't want seen. But Polaroid kind of published them. Whoever took it could just be like, give me that. So this kind of feels like a bit of a Polaroid moment. But what it represented was me getting out of my own way. Getting out of my own way. And this is an invitation. Join me out of your own way. Join me. I don't know what you will do and what choices you'll make. Make them broader, more expansive than you might have thought otherwise. Now, sometimes I have this sense that when we gather like this, there's a bunch of stuff that I share and rattle off, and I have a sense that sometimes folks are like, now what am I supposed to do with all that? Well, I have some ideas. So look, our daily read, our community every year has a book that we commit to reading daily. Now, I don't believe everybody's reading it every day. My prayer is everybody's reading it some of the time. Okay, I'm just going to believe that. All right, it's all right. I'll just believe it, whether it's true or not. Some stuff I just need to believe. So look, I want to, oh no, I'm good, okay. What I want to share with you is that, 1, 2, 3, 4. So from June 7th to June 10th, which is tomorrow, because I want to give you a sense of what our book this year is 365 days for richer living. So look, here I'm going to give you the titles for these few days. For June 7th, a couple of days ago, I rely on God alone. Well, wait, last week, not week before, when I was last here, I paused and asked if there were any questions. And one of the questions that came up was about imagination. So as I read these, I'm going to invite you to engage your imagination. So these are not just words strung together as a title. I'm inviting you to imagine that this is a real affirmation for you. Does that make sense? That you can bring it, I want you to imagine present time. This is a reality to you. This is you saying that this is you speaking a truth about you now. So, do you understand what I'm saying? Yes. Y'all understand. Because I'm inviting you to time travel in a sense. I'm inviting you to get into this in a way that you see yourself as having this experience. Okay, so let's do this. I rely on God alone. Just that part right now. I rely on God alone to meet every situation. Wow. Okay, so let's allow you to level off to get in where you fit in, so to speak. So every situation. Well, I'm going to say that every situation is like all the way over here. Some situations, a few situations, a situation. You see what I'm saying? Get on the continuum, though. Sometimes the affirmation is just you like, I can't. I can't even. Don't worry about it. If you can't get to every situation, at least have one situation. One situation that you are committing to, what? Rely on God alone. Now, social media is going to weigh in, but you're not relying on that in this situation. Remember our deal? So you used to be influenced at least. There's some family members that are going to weigh in. Some neighbors, friends, some co-workers, they're going to wait. We're not relying on them on this, yes? Because we already got this thing set. This one right here, nope, I don't need no more info. Because what? I'm relying on an omnipotent mind. Yes? All right. So we're still imagining. God indwells me. Omnipotent mind indwells me. Perfect love indwells me. Those are all names for God, AKA God. Yes? Indwells me as mind and love. Just see what you can do with that. Y'all with me? Okay, here we go. For today, I accept myself. I accept myself. Breathe that in. Sometimes you want to take an affirmation by parts. It may be next week before you get to as a center of divine release. Because you may just need to sleep and rest and meditate on, I accept myself, and then work your way to a specific application around it. Does that make sense? Can you see the freedom and the individualization, the unique application that I am insisting upon for all of you? You choose how far you're going to go with it. You choose when you pick up what part of it, yes? All I'm asking is that you get in the pool. I need everybody to at least be wet. I don't care if you're in the deep end, I'm not asking you to swim laps. I'm just saying get wet. Don't get this close to this good stuff and walk out of here dry. Let some splash on you. Allow it to transform your life. I accept myself as a center of divine release. What? A center of divine release. What does that even mean? Allow me to just share. You can't release nothing you don't have. How you going to release it if it doesn't have nothing to do with you? So if you're a center for divine release, there's some divinity about you. There's some divinity about you. And it says that there's enough divinity that is a part of who and how you are, that there's enough for you to release some. If you're going to make it up, you best make it up good. Make it up in a way that it works for you, that it can transform your current experience and be a stepping stone to the transformation of your life. Why else have you come in here this morning? You know I'm about transformation. Now, maybe you thought somebody else was speaking, and if so, I apologize, but this is what you get. This is me, my life committed to transformation. I accept myself. What? As a center of divine release. Now, some of you may be filling in the blank in a different way. There may be something else you're going to do before the divine release. Work it out. It's you, it's your life. It's the life of God, but you're living it. How you going to live the life of God? You decide. Now, in here, there's also an opportunity for the surrender. Look at here. I let life move me. Oh, so I don't just have to be at the controls all the time. I let. Now, some, you just need to stop right there. I'm just going to say, put the ellipses in, because this is new information. I'm just going to say, I know my tribe. This I let, somebody's like, Rev, could you explain what that is? How you let? I need to say, I overstand. Some of us have number of degrees, but nothing in letting. Nothing in letting. Not a course. Nothing in letting. So you know who you are. You might have to spend more time, more energy, more focus on this idea of letting. Wow. You know, every now and then, while I'm speaking, there's a part of me was I need to go journal. Could you play some music, please? while I run over there and just journal some. Look. Amy Sparling says, it's not who you are that holds you back. It's who you think you're not. Should I drop the mic? It's not who you think you are that holds you back. It's who you think you're not. Yes? So we see that it's an inside job, yeah? For real though. It's an inside job of you working with you about how you see you, who you think you are, who you say you are. Who do you say you are? And the answer to that, I have often thought, it used to be on the block. For sure somebody was going to ask you, who do you think you are? And it just occurred to me at some point that you need a good answer. Not to tell somebody else, because that question only bothered you if it bothered you. And that botheration said everything about you and nothing about the questioner. Nothing about the questioner's tone, nothing about their implication, nothing about their posture. None of that is relevant. This is all an inside job. Who do you think you are? What I want is a community that pops up to say, I'll tell you, And it have nothing to do with where you went to school, what your parents did, what's in the bank account, but who you are, the truth of your being. And it matters not whether others understand you, because it's not for them. It's, do you understand you? Do you understand what, in the old church, what would be called a child of God? Now, what is that for you? What's your languaging? What's your sense of how that shows up as you? And maybe that languaging is fine for you. And maybe it doesn't quite cut it. Maybe there's something more that you need to, different words, different phrases that better describe your relationship with the divine. The truth about your being. So look, as we work through our stuff, there's a phrase that we have, not a quote actually, that we have begun sharing again just a couple of weeks ago, but for years we use this. It's Zen Master Sono. Thank you for everything. I have no complaint whatsoever. Now here's the thing. It does not make any sense whatsoever to the one who lives in complaint. It just doesn't. They're like, what? What are they talking about? You don't have no complaint whatsoever. Well, it's not that you couldn't. It's that you're choosing not to. Do you get the distinction? I'm not saying there aren't situations, circumstances, people in your life that are peopling. And you could complain about all of that. I just suggest you don't. And if you accidentally do, you hurry up and stop complaining. Yes, because you understand the power of your word. And you realize you cannot waste your word on complaining. So it's not that you couldn't complain, that life doesn't offer you plenty of opportunities. It's that you decline them. Not getting on that bus, thank you. I see all y'all in there riding the complaint bus, but no thank you. I'm a walk. Get my steps in. Because what? Thank you for everything. Now just imagine, if you will, that there really is a complaint bus that says complaints on the side. Because when we imagine it that way, we already know you don't want to get on that bus. You might look on there. In fact, you look on there and say, "Ooh, girl, get off. Get off." No, don't get off the bus. We gonna go together, but I'm not getting on the complaint bus. We would know if it was a real bus. We would know better than getting on the bus that says complaint. Yes? Bring that to mind. Because we have to do something. The world invites us to complain. It presents us with opportunities to. Oh, Lord, no, stop, Andriette, just stop. Go to this is where you need to go, Psalm 1. Yeah, this is perfect. This is absolutely perfect. Look, because I was about to share a story about somebody complaining, and no, because that would have been in its own way a complaint. So in Psalm 1, which is really one of my favorites, blessed is the human that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor sitteth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But, but their delight is in the law of the Lord. And in this law they will meditate day and night. Let me talk about that first part, just a little bit. This scripture serves as my reminder that I'm always making a choice. So my version of getting on the complaint bus is this. It's not sitting, it's not hanging out with folks who are complaining, who are sensing and identifying the evil, because remember what you focus on. I don't know whether it is or ain't, but I know you can't afford to focus on it. That much I know. So, because whether it is or isn't, when you focus on it, it is for you. I don't know if that's crystal clear. It matters not whether there is evil. What matters is whether you focus on something that you call evil, because it then blossoms as that in your life. We all get, I mean, for real. We get that, yes. Yeah. Okay. So this is saying, don't do it. Don't hang out with them. Don't stand with them. Don't sit with them. Don't sleep with them. I'm just completing the idea. Okay, I know what this group is. I'm just offering you more examples of living life. But it's acknowledging you're always making choices. Which bus you're going to get on, who you're going to sit with, stand with, etc. Yes? Look. So for the one who honors that, it says their delight, the one who's like, not that bus. I'm not sitting over there because I see what they're doing. No, I'm not doing that. And it's not judging. It's that's not the vibration of my spirit. And some of you, let me just say, some of you have not listened, and you go over there and you sit and you feel your spirit vibration shifting because water seeks its own level. Yes, so you either go over there and you raise the vibration, and look at you over there raising vibrations, or yours meets theirs. You'd already peeped what it is. So don't be surprised when you start feeling what you're going to feel about that, yes? So for the one who doesn't fall into that trap, their delight is in the law of the Lord. That would be the way things work, the order in the universe. And it says, and that one meditates on that day and night. Means they entertain that all the time. That's what their mind is thinking about. How does this work? What's going on over here? It's like they have X-ray vision. Y'all know X-ray vision. You're seeing through the appearance of things. You're seeing to the core of you. You're recognizing in one of those days that I showed you from 7 to 10, it talks about perceiving the divinity in people. So they still acting foolish. You just see the divinity in them. Yes? Okay, that was a weak yes, but I'm going to take it. But this is my favorite. And the ones, because what we're talking about is the ones who resist hanging out where it's not for their highest and best. The ones who focus on what's right and good, the order in the universe, and are willing to discern it everywhere. That one will be like a tree planted by rivers of water, whose leaves never wither. And everything they desire is accomplished. Everything, their heart's desire, if you will, is accomplished. Why? Because what you keep your attention on expands. Try it if you don't believe it. Don't believe me. Do it. Set your intention and keep your focus there. Now, here's what I know in the human experience. You're not likely to be able to hold your attention on a higher thought 24/7. Don't worry about that. All you have to do is bring it back. When you catch it over there, be like right here, get right here. This is what we focused on. So this is why vision boards make a difference. This is why your little journaling, this is why whatever you, little affirmation put up, because this right here. And I know how we are because we're going to be inclined to want to get over here and do something, get over here. You've seen parents where they just turn their head, it's that. This is you with you parenting yourself in that way. Bring your focus right back here. All they do, they accomplish. Oh, I see. She left it. Well, never mind. Okay. So look, I'm going to invite you to affirm. Okay. I'm going to invite you to affirm with me. This is from the daily read for today. But look, first I'm going to... Nope, we're going to affirm. Okay. Good, we have it up. So we're affirming together. I need to get it up. Ooh. Now look, let me just say, sometimes when individuals declare, I am God, that doesn't work for everybody because everybody hasn't done the work to understand what they're really saying. So for the one who hasn't, it may feel like blasphemy, in which case there is no benefit to you saying it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if that doesn't work, you can say love. There are a number of names for God. Love, peace, joy. They're the positive attributes of life. Yes? All right. You could say omnipotent mind. Whatever you want to say there. In fact, let's just say I am love for the vibration of that. So together we say, I am love in action, for there is nothing else for me to be. Let's pause and take that in. That you are love because there's nothing else to be. Not because you're special. Not because you did this and didn't do that. You are love because there's nothing else you can be. Breathe that in. And then together we continue. Creative ideas indwell me, and my environment welcomes their complete expression. Pause. This environment is your inner environment. This is not the furnishings in your home. This is your inner environment. You have the breadth and scope available, the capacity to believe in this way and to allow this to unfold in this way. Yes? Here we go. I am unopposed. Let's say that again. I am unopposed, for the one power and the one presence is the cause, continuity, and conclusion of my life. That about covers it all. You are unopposed. This is why the Lord is this is why, in whom do I fear? Because I am unopposed and I know it. Yes? Again, here we go for the next line. I am a center of divine release, and from me there flows this day the glory of God to all the other sons and daughters of heaven. This is this notion of divine release. This is each of us affirming we're willing to do our part. And our part can't just be us. It can't just be what I'm going to get. It must be that as I do this work, as I expand my capacity for love and awareness and healing, And then what? I'm willing to be a part of the divine release. That's my presence in the world. Y'all know this is not a mountaintop teaching. This is not me hollering it down from the top of the mountain like I'm divine releasing up here. And y'all need to try to get with it. This is me on mic practicing. Pray for me that I would do it on mic. Because they publish little sermons that I could come in here and give. But somehow I choose to do this because it transforms my life and my living. So look, if you want something you've never had, you have to do something you've never done. That also is Amy Sparling, and it's often attributed to Thomas Jefferson. But think about that if you want something you've never had this feeling consistently. You've never had that sense of being a part of the omnipotent mind. You've never had that sense of being unopposed because you can point out your opposition everywhere. But look at here. If you want to live a life feeling unopposed, then you're going to have to do something you've never done before. The 23rd Psalm is also known as "The Lord is my shepherd." The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. I want to put those two things together. If you want something you've never had, here's the thing. Can you feel the continuum with this? So there's a moment where you're like, I want that. As you move, as you groove, as you shift, as you change, as you begin to embody, there's a point at which you no longer are wanting that. You're embodying it. So it shifts from want. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Why? Because I'm embodying. I'm accepting that a table is laid out before me in the presence of everybody. The doubters, the haters, the lovers, it's all prepared for me. So it brings us to a point of acceptance, doesn't it? And we've already affirmed acceptance. So this is kind of this notion of moving from wanting to embodiment and acceptance of this. For the read for today, I'm just going to hit it and quit it. In fact, I'm going to think, I'm just going to hit it. I'm just going to highlight a few lines. I accept myself as the outlet of the infinite. So you see, this is what anyone who read this would come to before the affirmation where we were then divine releasing. Yes, we're first accepting. I accept myself as the outlet of the infinite. I believe in my divine origin. Let's start there. My persistent inspiration and my destiny of good. What others have done in the past, tell them, Mother Harriet. Tell them. That's why you're here, to remind us that somebody who was declared you could not be free, and if you try to be free, we're going to hunt you, still was free. So look at here. What others have done in the past, I can do now. I can stand as free even though the world is organized in such a way that it gives me signals that that's not for me. Come on, Mother Harriet, help us, sister, out in claiming freedom. It says, I can do what others have done in the past, I can do now, and what? Even greater works can I do, Lord. I have to tell you, in the words of Bill Withers, I wish you well. I wish you well in this endeavor for choosing higher. I wish you well in your intention to live free. I wish you well in your intention to live with a consciousness of not being opposed and instead knowing that there is no opposition to omnipotent mind. Lord, today I wish you well, heart and soul.
I wish you flowers, sunshine, and smiles. I wish you children that grow to make you proud. I wish you pretty things to wear, sweet things to smell. I wish you love. I wish you love. I wish you well. I wish you well. I wish you good friends that always treat you fair. I wish you ribbons to tie around your hair. I wish you truckloads of cheer and many happy years. I wish you well. I wish you well. I wish you well. I wish you well. I wish you freedom to do the things you love. Wanna wish you blessings and kindness from above. Wanna wish you sunlight through the clouds. I hope you laugh out loud. I wish you well. I wish you well. I wish you well. I wish you well. I wish you